Hi, my name is Lauren Hughes, and I'm the Technology Officer with the Southern Oregon Multiple Listing Service. And I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Rapattoni MLS system. So the first thing you need to know is where to log in. You're going to go to this website, somls.rapmls.com. Notice there is no www before that. Type it in exactly as you see it, and that will bring you to our login screen. So you're going to type in your agent ID, and your password, and that brings you to the home screen of the MLS. You'll notice that there's a welcome screen here. It'll have information that the staff feels that's important enough for you to know about. Notice we have class information here, and anything can actually be in here. So take a moment when you log in and take a look at that. We have several different modules here: the 24-hour market watch, newly matched listings for any of your prospects, and we'll show you how to set up a prospect in a minute. Here's a quick search utility. That's really handy when you just want to go in and do a very quick search for a property. Any of your saved searches, the weather, information on your listings, anything can just about be in here. Prospect management, some miscellaneous tools, logins to other services that we have. So just take a moment and look through that. You can actually move these things around if you don't like where they're at. You can grab this by the header bar with your mouse and just swap places. Okay, so now that we've looked at the home page, one of the first things that you're going to want to do if this is the first time you're in the system is go into admin, and the very first thing you probably want to do is to modify your profile. So here you can upload a photo of yourself. In the right hand text box you can type in any information about yourself that you'd like people to know. This page can be publicly accessible, so just keep that in mind. Also, when other agents in the system search on you, this is what they're going to see when they click on your name. So it has a lot of information in here. Some of this information, if you'll notice, it says your home address and home phone number are only visible to you and MLS staff. That means when another agent pulls up your profile, they're not going to see any of that information. There are a few options up here. You can manage your contact phones. From this link, you can add phone numbers, you can delete phone numbers, you can revise them, you can label them differently. You can have them labeled as primary, secondary, or by their type. And then you can also select in which order you want those phone numbers to show up. Anytime you make a change, remember to click Save at the top. If you'd like to view the results of your profile, we'll type something in here. And we'll view the profile. So we know it'll look like that. I can just click the back button here. And we save that. All right. Our information was successfully saved. Now the next thing that you'll want to do is go into your preferences. And preferences set things in the system so that they do the same thing every time you come across that item. So for example, and you'll notice you can click on these items and it will open and close that section. There's just all kinds of things in here. Take a moment to go through them. Search results. If you want your search results to come up in a certain format every time, you can do that. You might start out with a one-line grid, but if you find that that doesn't give you enough information on your search results, you can go to a summary with pictures. We'll just set it at the one-line grid for right now. Sort is selected. That's a nice thing to check, because as you select items, it will sort those properties in that order. We're going to go ahead and save that. And now let's go in and I'll show you a couple of searches. So you're going to mouse over searches and go to standard search. And basically this is just a form that you're going to fill out and tell the system what you want to find. When you're searching, always remember that less is more. And by that I mean the less information you put in on the search form, the more properties you're going to get back in your search results. So sometimes it's better to cast a wide net and then narrow it down as you go through it. So you always have to select a property type. And if you select one property type, you'll be presented with some property subtypes. Now, because property subtypes are different for every property type, if I select more than one property type, you won't be given that option. Another thing to remember is if I only select one property type, I can go in and look at additional criteria for those properties. Now, if I select more than one property type, it's going to disable the additional criteria. I can't go in there. And that's because, again, there is different criteria for different property types. So let's leave it at 1. Let's say we want to look at residential and residential, which is basically any residential inside an urban growth boundary. You'll have to select a status. So active is selected for us. We can select these other actives. You might want to see the pendings too. We'll go ahead and select that. You can search by county, by city, by areas. By all means, you don't have to fill all of these things out. For example, if I only want to look at things with a Medford address, we can do that. Or I can actually throw Phoenix in there too. Click OK. And notice how I did that. Out to the right of the dialog box, if you see this little icon, you click on it and it will give you the options that you can put in that dialog box. Now as you go along, you'll find that you'll know what can be put in here. For example, if I wanted Ashland too, I could just put a comma and start to type Ashland, and notice it gives me that option right here. I can search by year built. Say I want something newer, say I want anything built from 2005 up through now. If I want it through now, I just don't fill out the through dialog box. I just leave it blank. And so the system knows that I want everything up until now. Price, let's say $300,000 through $500,000. Whoops. And we'll say anything from 3 through 4 bedrooms. So that'll give me 3 and 4 bedroom homes. Total baths, we'll say 2. And we don't care. We could have 10 bathrooms and we don't care. Okay, that's probably enough. If I want to see how narrow the search is or how wide the search is, I can click on Preview Count. And that will tell me how many properties I've found. Notice 47. So let's change something down here. Let's say I want to go through $600,000. Now remember, we had 47 properties before. I'll click Preview Count again. Now that's going to give me 56. So we'll view, you can either click on View Results, or you can just click on Search up at the top. And that brings back our search results. Now, you'll notice this is in a one-line grid. If I want to change this display, I can do that right from this page. Click on the drop-down menu by display. I can go, for example, multi-line with pictures, and it will change that on the fly. So now I have something that I can look at. I can see the pictures. I can decide whether or not I want to see those. Selection boxes are on the left. If you want to create reports, you can select things right from here and then run a report from this button. But say I just want to look at them right now. So I'm going to deselect everything. And I'm going to go into the first listing. And I'm going to do that just by clicking on the listing number. But if you notice, there are several other things that you can click on here. I can look at the map, I can look at the pictures, I can actually go to the tax information right from this page. But we're going to click on the listing number and go into the listing detail and look at that page. So here's the detail view. Notice you can see the pictures. I can look at them from here, or I can actually click on pictures, and when I click on pictures I get a full screen picture viewer, and the system allows some nice large pictures so you can see them fairly well. If you're like me, you wear glasses, you probably want to blow them up full screen. If I want to see where this property is, there's a map tab. Click on that, and this one actually is new construction and it's not mapped. Let's go to the next one. This one should map. Just like that. And I have some options here. I can look at the aerial view. We can look at the bird's eye view. If you scroll down, you'll see everything about the listing. A couple of things here I want to point out. We do have direct links to the Realtor Property Resource, RPR. If you click on this link, it will take you to RPR. If it's the first time that you click on that link, you may have to log into your RPR account, but from then on, it will just actually take you straight to that property. This is the tax account number. That's linked to our tax program Realist. If I click on that, it will bring up the tax information on that property. and we'll go over realist in another video sometime. So now that we've done that, maybe we want to create a report on this. So you can either do one of two things. You can create a report from this page on a single property, or you can go back to the list and create multiple reports. We'll just go ahead and create a report from this page. So I click on Reports. Notice I have several different options here. If you're creating a report for your client, most people go with the client detail 2-column, and the difference between the client detail and the agent detail is that the client reports don't have any confidential information on them. So anything that you give to your client should say client in front of it. So I've selected the client detail 2-column. Run the report up here, the button on the upper left. And that gives me a report on that property. I can either print that, open it as a PDF. If I open it as a PDF, I could save it, send it to my client, but there's an easier way to actually send that to our client. So let me close this. We'll go back to this property. Now if I wanted to email this to my client, I can do that right from the email button. So again, I get to choose the type of report that I'm going to send to my client. I submit. And here's where I fill out the information, the email address that I'm going to send it to. I can type a subject. And then I can create a short note. And then when you get that filled out, you can just click Send Email. The system will send that report to your client. All right, now let's talk about setting up a prospect in the system. And what we can do is actually create a search and then automatically send anything that comes up in that search to our client, either via email or through a client portal. So let's go back to searches, and one of the searches I want to show you anyway is the map search. So we're going to do this from a map search, but you could as well do it from any search, a standard search or anything. But we'll do it from the map. So you see here that the search page does bring up a map. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. All right. Now the neat thing about a map search is that I can actually create areas to search by. I don't have to worry about addresses or anything like that. So I can click on the Polygon Search, which is this weird shape here. Click once on the map, creates a starting dot. Then notice I can just follow East Jackson Street around, come around to Main Street, and then I'm going to finish this up by clicking on the first point that I created. Now I can either center my map If I click remove, that will actually remove this area that I just created, or I could just close this little dialog box. Now, I can just search this one area, or maybe my client is interested in more than one area. So we'll do another shape over here. And this one is just a box. Okay. And then we'll end up with a radius search over here. I'm going to throw a radius search over on this side of town. Okay, so I have these three shapes on the map. It's only going to search within these areas. Everything else it will ignore. So I'm going to scroll down into my search form now. The only thing that you're going to have to fill out now is you're going to select a property type, and you need to select a status. So we're going to go with the active statuses. I'm going to click on my preview count again, and there's 19. Now if we were just searching, I would click on search, but what I really want to do is I want to create a prospect and mail these searches to my client automatically. So instead of clicking on search, I'm going to click on options. And I can save this as a new prospect. I can add it to an existing prospect. Notice I've got a couple of prospects in there right now, but I want to create a new prospect. So this is for my prospect Bing Crosby, and now I'm going to save that. And instead of showing me the search, it's going to take me into a new contact information form. So it autofilled Bing Crosby's name, said that he's active, and identified him as a buyer, although you could just as well identify him as a seller or whatever. But let's just say he's a buyer. He's being managed as a prospect. The one thing that's required here is that I have to put him in a group. And a group is just basically a tab that's going to show up in my client list. So generally, in this dialog box, notice there's there's our icon out to the right. I can click on that. It'll show me the different types of groups that I have. I'm just going to say it's a prospect. Click OK, and that filled that into the box. The next thing I absolutely need is an email for Bing Crosby. If I could type. Okay, so we have his email filled out. I'm going to scroll down. There are other things that you can put into this contact form. You don't have to, it's not required, but you may want to leave some notes. You can put in birth dates, anything that you just want to remember about this contact. So now to send these automated emails to Bing Crosby, the first thing that I have to do is check auto prospecting and turn that on. And then you have to say yes to send email to agent. You need to know when he's getting emails, so you'll get a notification too. Whenever Bing Crosby gets one, you'll get a notification. You say yes to send email to prospect. You choose the report type that you'd like him to get. Again, let's just stick with the client detail to column. Now notice that the search that I started with is already filled out. It's right here, and it's active, it's turned on. You can actually add searches if you wish. Let's just start off with one search though. Now this is sufficient information to send prospecting emails. We're going to click Save at the top. You always have to save. And now when I click Save, it will tell me that there are 19 listings found for that prospect. Now, your prospect will not receive an email for these new searches, for this first search. So what you need to do is, when you get to this point, view the listings. You'll see the newly matched emails. They're all checked. And you're going to click on Email and just manually send this report to your prospect. You only have to do this for the very first search. From now on, it will automatically send emails when it finds properties that match that search. Okay, so we've that's basically how you set up your contacts. If you want to see your contacts, go into your contacts prospects. Notice I hovered over contacts, clicked on contacts prospects. Here's a list of my contacts. If I want to see a little more information, I can click on the little plus sign next to their names. Notice it opens up just a few more options here. If I want to go back into their contact information, I actually click on their name. It will take me back here. One more thing I want to show you. If I want to see what's in their cart, I can click on the numbers that you'll see here. And these numbers will change every time you look at this. So there's Bing Crosby's prospects, his matched listings. And that's basically it in a nutshell. There's a lot more information on this. I'll show you where the help files are so that you can delve into this a little deeper on your own. But I just wanted to show you that this capability is here. Now let's go back into a listing detail. There's a couple of more things that I want to show you in the listing detail. You'll notice some of these things are linked inside the listing detail. First one I want to show you is RPR. We have a direct link with the Realtor's Property Resource. So the first time you click on this, it will probably prompt you to log into RPR. That'll be the one and only time it will do that. Afterwards, you'll be able to go directly to property information right from this link, and it will bring up this property that we're looking at right now. If I scroll down a little bit, here's the tax account number. If I click on the tax account number, this will bring up the tax account information that's in our tax program Realist. So let me do that real quick just to show you. And notice here's a quick overview of the tax information. I can click on the agent and get the agent profile. I can click on the office. I can get the office profile. And that's about it. So that's a real quick overview of Rapattoni. I've showed you how to log in. I've showed you the home page, how to change your profile and get into your preferences and change those. I've shown you how to search, and shown you the property details that we're looking at right now. And I've shown you how to set up a prospect. Now what I'd like to show you is some information, some help information if you really want to delve into this deeper, and I know you will, because this is a very powerful system. There's a lot more to it than what I've just shown you right now. So if you hover over help, you notice there are several different things. They have printable documentation and everything, but the most valuable thing here is the Learning Center. Let's go ahead and click on that. And what this is a collection of short videos that will show you how to do specific functions in the system. So for example, you can learn how to upload and manage pictures, manage your agent profile, set up email alerts. They have a huge section on contacts and prospects. These things are very short and they're great videos. I recommend that you just sit down and whenever you find yourself with 5 or 10 minutes, go through a video or two and learn something new about the system. Like I say, the system is very powerful. It has a lot of features, and it's just almost impossible to go through them in just a few minutes. So that's all we've got for today. Thanks for joining me, and if you have any questions, you know where I live. Again, this is Lauren Hughes at the Southern Oregon Multiple Listing Service. Thanks.